What's up, guys? This is Hunter with Kitchen 33, back again with a soup video this week. This one is super easy, super quick. This is a cheesy potato with a little bit of flair and twist. So let's get started.
We're going to start off by peeling 6 whole russet potatoes. You can do more or you can do less, but 6 usually makes enough for Zoe and I to eat this for a few nights. Once those are peeled, give them a good wash and dry them off. Next, we're going to slice these into some pretty thick chunks. You want a good bite. I like having a lot of potato when I eat this soup, so I usually cut them into halves, cut them into quarters, and then just give them a nice dice. Here's about the size that you're going for. Next, we're going to use 2 pounds, and yes, 2 pounds of Velveeta cheese. I know Velveeta is not the most healthy option, but it is made to melt. It gets super creamy when you eat this, and I've found it to be the best option for this soup. So again, we're going to dice these up into nice squares just to help it melt down a little bit. I'll show you the size here in a second. Next, we're going to take half of a white onion. Again, you can use more, you can use less. I found that a half of an onion is about the perfect amount of onion flavor. So we're going to chop off the ends, take off the peely exterior part that no one likes to eat. And we're going to slice the onion into small slices. Again, you can make these as big or as small as you'd like. I like to leave them somewhat big, that way if I don't want them in that specific bowl of soup I'm eating, I can always pull them out. Next, we're going to take a jalapeno, just chop off the ends. We're using this mostly for flavor and to give it some spice. You can chop it up if you want to throw it in there. I leave it whole, that way I can pull it out if I need to. Next, we're going to add all of the ingredients in. You want to put your potatoes in first, that way the heat gets to those and doesn't melt your cheese immediately. Throw in your cheese. Toss in your onion, make sure you break it up a little bit, and your jalapeno. Next, we're going to add water, anywhere from 6 to 8 cups depending on how big your pot is. I think I ended up with 7 cups here. Make sure to leave a little bit of room because we are going to add a cup of heavy cream. 1 tablespoon of garlic. 3 teaspoons of chicken stock powder, or you can use 3 chicken cubes, whichever one you have. Teaspoon of onion powder. One teaspoon of garlic powder, and no Kitchen 33 video would be complete without a teaspoon of paprika. Next, you're going to add in your salt and pepper. These are mostly to taste, but do remember that potatoes do soak up quite a bit of salt. So if you need to go extra on that, that's no problem whatsoever. Now it's time to turn on your heat. We're going to turn this on to a medium-high. We don't want to boil the water at any point, or the broth, just a medium to high heat. Next, you're going to stir in all of your seasonings. Make sure to get them in there. Try to keep your cheese on top for the first little bit of this. You don't want it to melt or burn to the bottom of your pot. So just incorporate all those spices. Make sure that everything's getting nice and mixed up. After about 10 minutes or so, your cheese should be fully melted at this point. And again, we just want to keep on stirring. We don't want this to melt to the bottom of the pot. Continually stirring keeps it from getting too hot and settling. Once all your cheese is melted, you're going to want to turn your heat down to a medium to low, depending on what you're using. I ended up having to go low. Next, we're going to test our potatoes. If they're still a little tough, now is the perfect time to add in our bacon bits. And yes, I said bacon bits. It gives it a nice smoky flavor, a little bit of texture, and who doesn't like bacon? Now is also the perfect time to add our 1 cup of heavy cream. I was finally able to find some at the store. So you want to incorporate that in, make sure you're stirring it in. This is really going to take it to the next level. Once again, I can't emphasize this enough. Don't let this get to a boil. If it boils, it's going to start getting frothy and you're going to get a big old mess. So just continue to stir, continue to adjust that heat as needed. It's going to melt and it's going to cook everything in there, no problem. Now again, we're going to test our potatoes. It's been about 15 minutes or so, and they are perfect. If you can smash them down with your spoon, your soup is ready. And there it is. Look how thick and creamy that soup is. I love topping this with some extra shredded cheese and some bacon bits, maybe throw in a little bit of parsley, and you can add some croutons.
And there we go. That is my variation of a cheesy potato soup. It's got a little bit of spice, super creamy. Always a fan favorite when I make it. My family loves it, our friends love it, and there's a lot of food. Lots to go around, keep you warm. I hope you guys like it. As always, please hit that like, please hit that subscribe, helps me out, and you don't miss any other videos. Until next time, see ya.